Hello, friends. Welcome, 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 welcome. Let me make sure I got my other chat popped out here. And I do. All right, cool. We're ready to go. It is cycle 76, day 18. This is episode 16, I think, if I counted correctly. I currently have the chat window up over what the title of the stream is, so I hope I guessed right. But I figured we'd take a little bit of time today to try and get our well-being number up, because it is still at 37, which is definitely good, but it goes up to, what, 60, 62, maybe? I think? I don't know. We'll see what we can get done. It's good to see everybody in chat. Sorry we're a little bit delayed, but I had to wait on tomorrow's video to finish rendering. It is uploading now. By the time we're finished with stream, it'll be available for beard boosters to watch. And everybody else, of course, tomorrow morning. But we are looking really good now. We are pretty close to the end of this series, and at least in terms of stuff that we quote-unquote need to accomplish. There's still plenty we can do, but we'll see what happens. Take it one stream at a time, see what you guys are saying about it. Alright. Did you know the beaver's teeth are orange because of iron in their teeth? Yes! That is actually why the faction Iron Teeth is named Iron Teeth. I also used that factoid in an update 4 video, I think, when the game kept crashing. I got tired of it, so I just said, you know what, I'm going to put beaver facts in the videos. And then I did that, and then it never happened again, so that was one of the only beaver facts that ever appeared in a video. I'm going to attempt to decipher what that is that konbanwa? Is that a good evening at 7:23? I think that's what that means. Oh, good. Where's Alex? I'm sure he's sleeping. It's like, what, 6:30 in the morning over there. Anyway, we are in a really good place to keep adding a bunch of these well-being things. And, yes, friends, I did add an image for the detailer. I don't know, dimensions-wise, if it's really going to fit. But we'll get into that at some point. We need to find a place to put motivatoriums. If you were not in last stream, we built a triple-decker exercise plaza, which may or may not be structurally sound. That's a lot of cantilevered weight going on, but I guess the beavers are confident in their engineering skills, and they're not going to snap those things off the side of the cliff there. Hey, Vicky. Is it Tiny Beards? Well, it's just my channel logo. I haven't had time to do much of anything else, but I wanted to make sure I had at least something in there so we could start doing those today. Dynamite out the side so you can see better. You're talking about like right here? I mean, we could if we really wanted to, but we only have 35 dynamite. I think it would take us a long time to do that. Wasn't here for it, but watched the triple decker get built late last night. Yeah, this was fun. I can't remember who suggested it. I assume it was like at least partially a joke, but then we said, wait, no, we could actually do this. And then we did it. It was a good time. They're confident enough to jump on it. I got to tell you, man, I don't think I would be confident enough to jump on something like this. That's a lot of force. That is a lot of force to put on something that is hanging out considerably from an attachment point. One block lower. Oh, okay, right here. Okay. I was about to say, what are you talking about? I don't really know what you're getting at, but we can, yeah, we can do that. Can pop out, maybe right like this. We'll try that for starters. I know they're gonna have to do it in chunks, but that's looking good. What else have we not built? Obviously the mud baths. We built some frog statues. Obviously we have exercise plazas. I have one swimming pool. We could probably put a couple more of those in. Just have to figure out a spot where that would make sense. The scratchers, we have 12 of them up here. Decontamination pods we probably won't ever have to have again. Wind tunnels need a place to go, but they have to be powered, which is why I hadn't built those yet. I don't know if we want to have them really far away from everything, though, because of travel times or whatever. But, you know, if the beavers aren't working, then I guess it doesn't really matter anyway. Gmail just told me you're live. I keep reading things incorrectly today. You watch tomorrow's video, you'll hear it too. But yeah, I have not gotten an email that says I'm live yet, so I have no idea if I'm live. You guys are going to have to tell me. That was a joke. I obviously know. But yeah, no, the plazas are great. Metal production is very low. We also did use a ton of it last episode, but we can check and see if anything is hung up. Yeah, there's not a lot of scrap metal. I think part of the problem might also be that we don't have a lot of storage of scrap metal over here. I've got some here, but they are maybe having a little bit of a hard time bringing it over. This mine is prioritized by haulers. We do have this set to supply prioritized. I think it's just an issue of bots either running out of energy or we're just using it too fast for this one mine to supply. Is this one... Oh, wait, no, this one's making it too. Oh, but it's not prioritized. Well, you know, it really shouldn't be. Because this is right here. But this... We can fix that by making that prioritized. This is set to extract also. Yeah, that's fine. Build power wheels on the Builder Hut bridge and bring it over. That's a long way to go, though. I don't know. Like, I kind of don't want to complicate things more than they already are, which is why I was thinking about just building stuff over here. But we're also in a situation where I don't know how I would get power cleanly in that area, so I'd honestly be better off just putting in engines or something, but I don't know. Oh, Kurt's not even here to defend himself. Alright, they can't possibly get blown up if they're not on the top level, so... Little bits and pieces, one at a time. Open the bad water caps and use it. Ooh, yeah, you know what? We were going to do that, and then I didn't do it. And then people asked me, hey, why don't we do this? And then I didn't do it. This is only 3 wide, though, and the problem is that these large wheels are 2 each. So for that to be viable, I would have to blast this out 1 more wide. But this open, if we open both of these, it should generate enough current to make a decent amount of power. Sounds like more blasting. Yeah, we can do it. It's just gonna take a little bit of time to get it done. I think, in theory, this should generate a decent amount of power, but I'm not sure about that. Well, at any rate, we don't need to have this open if we don't need to have it open. That was a Yogi Berra-ism, wasn't it? It absolutely was. Okay. This, meanwhile, is still being constructed. That, I think, is where most of the metal blocks are going, because this has another 508 that it needs. That's probably what's happening. So I don't think the production is bad. This just needs a ton of metal blocks. Do a single strip instead of double. We could, but the problem is that it's... Okay, this is still flowing out. It's not going to turn the wheels as fast if it can just bypass them. So we would... You know what we could do, actually, is we could just put in a couple of levees here, and then just have a single wheel, or a single line of wheels going through here. That might actually be easier. Can bots build it, or is it biobeavers only? It's just builders. It employs either biobeavers or bots, depending on what you select, to actually fill the thing up before you set it off. But until it's built, it's a building. Well, it's a building under construction. I got 1,300 planks. I think we're good. Yeah, levees for flow boosting. I think that's going to be what we have to do. I just don't know how much power it's going... Why is this still... Why is this still contaminated? That shouldn't... I feel like that shouldn't be like that. Like, will it eventually go away? Or is this just forever tainted? Some sort of glitch or something, I don't know. I guess we'll see what happens. But, oh wait, I've got, no, I don't have to use levees. I can use actual dirt. We have the power. So if I were to do just this entire thing, at least the length that I want to put power wheel, obviously we have to keep going up, but I could put one here, and I could put one here-ish. I believe we're going to be able to get away with this. Yeah, because that'll get that level up there. Then that one would have to be here. And then we would have to... Oh, well, I don't really need this to be here anyway. Because this is going to have to go away for us to have access to this space. I think we can make it work. Freezing and connect the power. No, we're going to get there. The reason that I'm just getting this started, but we can have a bunch of recreation either here, or we can move the power down this way. Bunch of different options. Especially if this is... I'm going to say capped, but I don't mean with this. But we can have this open, and then I can just build stuff on top of this, so there's no possible way the beaver's going to ever get, you know, bad watered. We have a lot of dirt, and we're going to have more as soon as I keep running the stuff, but I was thinking of just kind of filling this in a little bit more, and then just capping over the top of this area. Beaver catapult, that's what this is building, yeah. 68%. I want to see what the next phase is. I think it comes at 75. The additional wheels, if we keep going, will have a side that's up against the hill. I don't think we're going to need to worry about it. Because we take a look at the power needs. This is basically just for wind tunnels over here. They're 400 HP apiece. And well, okay, these aren't making anything because it's a drought. But when these are turning, I believe each of these make about 400. And we do have the ability, should we choose to exercise it, to just blast single holes down and have the gears and stuff connect up here. Recreation district called Badwater Park. That would be cool, but I don't want to make separate districts because it's a huge pain in the butt. We can call this Badwater Park though. Don't necessarily have to have a district to do that. Oh, I should install the signs mod. Is battery smooth in chat? Is big signs updated for update 6? I guess I could have just searched, but I figured if you're in chat, you can have an opportunity to say hello. It is? Oh, I made a huge mistake not updating that then. I'm going to have to remember to put that in because, oh, we could have so much fun with the signs in this. Would love for your beaverish incarnation to be employed in a science hut or observatory. No observatories in here, but let's see if you're in the game. Yep. You are currently unemployed. Well, there's also 126 unemployed beavers. Oh, you're leading a dance class. There you go. Oh, now you're walking around. Iron Teeth have number crunchers, yes. I do have one of them over here. And eventually we're going to have more, but I just have that one going right now. With these control towers. A couple of them. Oh, that was before we built all this. I'll need to put another control tower in. But we're working on it. You're not a slacker. Your beaver was age 56. That's old enough to retire in some cases. Are you leading the thing again? Nope, somebody else. Well, that's fine. Both of these are in place. So I don't think they have any reason to come down here. So let's turn this on and see how much power these two generate. It should be pretty concentrated flow. These are spinning nice and quickly here. Oh, yes. This isn't even full strength now, I don't think. 750, 760, 900, 1,000. Oh, yes. We're good. We are so good. we're making like turbo power over here. Although I am slightly concerned that, okay, it's not going to overflow. Okay, well that's calmed down substantially. It's down to 800, that's 800. Well, if we can connect this together and it reliably will do about 15 or 1600, I think we're going to be just fine. I mean, we can put more wheels in, but I will have to keep blasting. So we'll see what happens, I suppose. For now, let's just, oh, I maybe shouldn't have done that quite yet, because I do have to blast out right here. But I've got to go down 2 blocks. So we'll just do 2 there. Fool needs to be a face. Well, how am I supposed to do that? It's like cockeyed. Downloaded ladders, but they crashed the game. Well, it shouldn't be crashing your game. I don't have ladders, do I? No. Did you go through the Steam Workshop? Or are you still manually installing? Because I don't know if the manual installation thing is working right for Update 6 because of all the changes they made to the modding. Map have gravity batteries. Yes. We have a bunch on the Safety 7 that people have dubbed this thing. And they are drained completely. So, that might explain why this isn't going so great. We're only making 2400 HP out of an almost 10,000 demand. Hello, good afternoon. Hoping for a stream, needs stress relief. Well, I can't promise stress relief, but we do have a stream. Hopefully you can relax a little bit. It's good to see you. Pac-Man Ghost. Oh, okay, yeah, if you look at it from this angle, it kind of does look like one. With the jagged teeth or whatever right there. See, I don't know. See, this is... It's not quite right, because this hasn't gone out on this side. And then this is missing one here and one here to go out. I think symmetry is not my strongest suit. Pinky Pond. Is that what we're going to call it? Oh, they can't reach this. Duh. Let's fix that real quick. I love the lag of placing new paths on an entire map connected to the same thing. So they'll take care of that. This is still making a cool 800. And this will be constant too because we have the discharge on it, so this won't ever shut off. Pinky is one of the ghosts. I knew I had that correct. And by I knew, I mean I didn't know. But now I do. So let's go ahead and just get this all fixed up. I know we don't have enough dirt right now to get this completely done, but we're going to need to at some point. If you cover it with overhangs or platforms, you can put the skydiving and other items on top. That is exactly what we're going to do. Turn this into a little Why is this here? Get out of here. Recreational district. Let's make it 2 tiles longer. Alright. Yeah, because this isn't... I guess what I can do... We can do this here, and I mean, this is going to get covered up anyway, but I can humor you guys for a second. I can just make this the same jaggedness. Now, I really hope these idiots don't get caught somewhere. That would be very annoying. Oh, hold on. Look at the halfway construction lag on the terraforming. Yeah, it's like a little frame. They're just dumping a bunch of garbage in there. That's what they did in my backyard, and then a sinkhole happened. But anyway. These are ready to get blown up. And we can connect these two together once everything is in place. Oh wait, they can't reach this. Well, I guess we can go around the outside, as it were. We'll leave that alone for a little bit of time. See what we can get into otherwise. Yeah, the power thing is a little bit of a drag. We need more capacity for storage. But the way that this is set up, I don't really have anywhere else to put any. Unless we wanted to make something really ugly. Because this already has multiple stories of stuff here. I suppose the way that this is set up, I could put some gravity batteries off of it, but we have the number cruncher down here. So I don't think this would really be a great place to do it. The bad water, this is so far away, but how did you get in here? There's not even a staircase down there. That shouldn't be possible. Oh, I think I know how. They're standing on there, and then the piece of land gets built. Well, let's see. Okay, 47 stupid idiots. All right, well, here's you stupid idiot. How am I gonna Why are they like this? This is bots. How many of these builders are... Oh, these are all biobeavers? Yikes. Alright, so here's what we're gonna do. Pause, 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 pause. You too. There we go. All those are paused. I took those away from here. I still have a couple over here. Why do we have so many builder's huts? We don't need this many builder's huts. Is this at 75% yet? It's at 73. Okay. And I never paused this. I said I was going to, and then I never did. Now, I really want to see this get to 75, but I paused all the biobeaver builders. See, that went 5 times fast. Oh my god, this lag is terrible. Alright, that's paused. Now that the idiots who are going to poison themselves are no longer employed as builders, I can put the stairs here. So we can save Ironbot 274 from certain death. Don't need storage capacity if you can't charge the batteries up. That's true. He came up from underneath the water wheels. What? How's he going to fit through there? Also, there's no stairs down there. So I don't know. I think what might have happened is he was just standing here and he got pushed off. Alright, let's prioritize this. Why don't you go to the Jobs tab? You know, that would be smart. I never think to do that. Builders' huts. Paused. Except, oh, that one now is paused. We almost had a mistake. Almost. You know what's pretty impressive? Somebody was calling my graphics card a potato in the last stream. I am streaming a game and playing a game at 2K resolution, and it's still getting 60 FPS. Mostly. It's not a potato. It's trying its best. It's a very good graphics card. It gets self-conscious when you talk trash about it. Anyway, the stairs can go away. It was you, wasn't it? Yours crashes with ladder. Well, okay, well, maybe the mod's bugged. I haven't used ladders in Update 6 yet, so unfortunately I don't have any advice to offer you. I'm going to go ahead and use this T intersection in case we want to have additional wheels down the line, but I don't think we need to. No, we discovered that the problem with the streaming... Well, one time it was actually the internet went out. But the other couple times it's happened was because the Wi-Fi chip on my motherboard overheated. Because it's super hot up here, and my computer's generating a lot of heat, and it can't cool off. So the solution to that is I need to run Ethernet in the house, and I'm not doing that in August. That's like a wintertime project. But in the wintertime, my computer's also not going to overheat because it'll be cold up here. I could just not run the heater. I can just have my computer on. Linux, you have been accused of crimes that would warrant going to the mouthwashing station. How do you plead to defense? Sometimes call my laptop a potato, but when it was originally manufactured 11 years ago, it was actually pretty good for a laptop that wasn't explicitly a gaming laptop. See, that's the thing. All technology at some point, well, of a reasonable degree of quality, would have been really, really good stuff. It's not really fair to call something a potato just because it's old. It also has to be bad. Don't deny anything. All right, well, let's set off our dynamite here. Yeah, that actually looks pretty good. I like that. But now we have to see if our buddy Linux here has a beaver. If not, then obviously a beaver that doesn't exist cannot be punished. I don't see one. I don't see one. You get off easy this time. You better have a penguin. I'm not renaming all the penguins manually. I'm sorry. I'm just not going to do that. But there are many penguins in there. GLaDOS was a potato for... Man, Portal's such a good game. That would be a fun... Obviously not on YouTube. That would be a fun stream game. Just go through Portal 1, Portal 2. I haven't ever finished Portal 2. I've seen people play most of it. So, I know how it goes, but... The last time I played Portal 1... Oh, sheesh, might have been 10 years ago. Long time ago. See, that would be a great stream game because you can just BS with people the whole time. I've played 3. I didn't know there was a 3. Potatoes are great. So I need to connect these now. You know what? I can make this a 4-way. Dude, Portal speedruns are insane. It is unbelievable. Like, they do, like, the clipping glitches and stuff in through the walls and skip entire test chambers and all that garbage. It is incredibly fun to watch. Yeah, Portal 1 is a really, really good game. And it doesn't even take that long to play. If you're playing it for the first time and you don't know the mechanics or anything, then yeah, it's going to take you a while to figure it out. But I think the last time I played it, like, I'm not really quick, but it didn't take more than an hour or two. Alright. Oh, I completely forgot we were doing this. Let's get that going again, because we want to make sure we have a nice view of the exercise plaza. The song at the end is great. Well, I guess there's a song at the end of both of them. What else was I doing over here? Because now we're making power again. And we're making enough that we can just... yeah, we can keep charging these up. That's fine. I've had these gears paused forever, and we still have 1,500 of them. But now that this is working, I know we still have more stuff to do, but I want to see what this looks like at 75%. So I'm going to turn it back on, and we can watch these guys work for a little bit. Builder's Hut's back on. Yeah, we can. Now that they can't get stupefied again. Just give these guys every possible excuse to, you know, build stuff. Come on. Lag. There we are. So we should see them just descend on this thing like a swarm of locusts here in just a moment. But other than what we've talked about so far, how is everyone doing tonight? Instead of builders put haulers on, we got hauling posts. We have a couple of them. Oh, lag. They are... somewhere. I have 8 of them, and they're all bots. We have 80 bot haulers. Still at 73%. Yeah, it's probably going to take a little bit of time. Looking forward to vacation next week. Well, that'll be fun. I will most likely not be able to look at Discord until after stream. But I will do my best to remember. This guy's going to town with the hammer here. There's 74. So we should see it any moment now. Any moment now. Yeah, you can see them, they're scratching themselves over here. I never paid attention to that. In the Carolinas, my AC has been out since yesterday. Oh, no. Yeah, I wouldn't wish that on anybody. AC in our car went out a couple days ago. Can't get it in until next week, so... Hey, look how cool this is. All right. I love the stuff. Look at the detail in this. They did such a good job. Anyway, we can leave that be for the moment. They're not going to finish it anytime soon anyway. So what we can do is get rid of these paths here. And we can start filling this in. I'm going to carefully make it so that these idiots can't hurt themselves. It really does look great in the stages. Well, hey Sarah, good to see you. Appreciate the support. Can you make it so they have to build it up above? What do you mean build it up above? Like from above? That's why I put this here, so they can't walk down this. Just remove the stairs. Oh, duh. Yep, problem solved. They can't possibly get pushed if they're not in the hole. And we got everybody here tonight. Well, okay, not literally everybody, but so many familiar names. All right, that's in place. As long as no other shenanigans occur, I think we're going to be okay. So we'll just let them get that taken care of. Yeah, if your AC is out, please drink a lot of water. Because you do not realize how much moisture you lose through sweating until you're sitting there dehydrated with a splitting headache and your limbs don't want to move. So please always drink water. Water is very good for you. Gigantic ballista is probably the closest thing to a weapon we'll get in the game. I mean, is it though? I don't even know if it's really a ballista. I think it just launches like a glider or something. Can the detailer color blocks? I think it just colors the tails. Dehydration related kidney stones are super fun. That's not how I would describe those. But yeah, please always hydrate yourself, folks. It's serious. It is not a joke. Kidney stones are very, very bad. Would be fun if you could turn the... Yeah, I'm waiting for mods that are going to allow different stuff like that. There would be so many opportunities to do some really, really cool visual things if you could change the color of terrain blocks or wood blocks or whatever. Launches out 10 different beavers in 10 different directions. Okay, so I guess... I don't know. I have the feeling that combat historians would have a bone to pick with me if I said that was a ballista. But similar mechanics, I suppose. It's currently 80 Fahrenheit and 77% humidity in my room. Ugh. Not fun. Not fun. I think it's probably... Well, at the thermostat in the hallway, it was like 80 degrees upstairs. But our humidity is a lot lower than 77% in here. Thankfully, it is... Ugh. The humidity is what always kills me. If you get kidney stones, Big Thunder Mountain roller coaster at Disney World has some stupidly high rated... That's so weird. Like, why would it do that? Like, Disney doesn't make intense roller coasters. So I know, like, among the ones that Disney has, that is probably the most intense one. At least in an actual Disney Disneyland, Disney World Park. I think there was one in California Adventure. I don't even know if it's still called that. But I don't know. I haven't been on a roller coaster in a really long time. Also came home to a beeping smoke detector. Going to buy a 10-year battery one. I don't know that much about smoke detectors, but the battery chirping is super annoying. But they're cheap enough where it's, well, considering what they do, they're cheap enough where just better to buy a new one. I have heard that some of the newer ones with like the sealed in batteries that you can't replace fail earlier than they're supposed to. But I don't know. If it's me, I'm just making sure that thing works. I don't really care how much it costs. Oh man, I haven't been to Carowinds in 20-something years. It's supposed to be annoying, so you change the battery. Well, yeah. 9 volts are expensive. Belgium had AC installed last spring. It is wild to me how much of Europe does not have air conditioning. Like, the climate in a lot of areas really isn't that different from the US. I guess it's just a cultural thing in the way houses are constructed. But man, I could not survive in this kind of climate without air conditioning. I guess you adapt to it, but it would be completely miserable. The really cool stuff, if you look up like ancient, I don't want to say which civilization it was that did this and be wrong, but somebody in the Middle East, like hundreds and hundreds of years ago, had architecture that would naturally cool inside a building by using convection. And they had these towers that would have like vents at the top, and it would draw air in from the ground level, and it would have a really, really efficient cooling effect inside. I do not remember who it was, and I don't want to be wrong, but I'm gonna look it up. I've been fun, but off to bed. It's 2 a.m. Please get good sleep. Thanks for being here. Appreciate you as always. In the U.S., you only get about a 10-degree delta between outside. In Europe, you get about a 22. Well, usually, in my house, unless it is really hot outside, we can get about 15 to 20 sometimes. Degrees Fahrenheit temperature delta between outside and inside. The downstairs has no problem getting cold. Probably because a lot of the cold air from the upstairs goes down. They made ice cream a couple hundred years ago in the Middle East. I remember hearing something like that. Persians. That's what I wanted to say. But there is so much stuff that we just don't learn about a whole lot in the West when it comes to scientific advancements of old times. Let's see. Persian air conditioning, what literally the first suggested. Ancient Persian way to keep cool. They called it a wind catcher. Okay. Okay. Yeah, this is exactly what I was thinking of. Really interesting stuff to read up on if you're ever bored. Hey, I got the email that I'm live. Thanks for letting me know, YouTube. Appreciate it. Are you attempting to completely derail the stream? What is your opinion on public transit in the U.S.? Boy, we don't have time for that. We really don't. Alright. Why is that? Oh, I clicked on the path. So, we have all this power being produced. Oh my god, the lag. 1614 HP. So, we have our little Pac-Man dude here. We can just start covering over the top of... How do we want to do this? I guess, obviously, I have to put other stuff up, but I think we can just pop these things in here. We will always know that he's underneath, though. Gone but not forgotten, etc. 4. Nope, that needs to be the 5. This can be the 4. And then I believe we can just turn this way. Oh, look how nice that is. 5 by... Another 5 by here to just completely get that covered up. 3 by... And then, yeah, you know what? We'll just we'll just do this. I don't think I can get this to turn in the middle of the channel, but also we don't really need to. You know the drill. Oh, click. Thank you. He will always be in our hearts. Is your RAM filled? I usually don't use... I have 64 gigs. I usually don't use even half. If I was playing City Skylines, though, I would be using 42 gigabytes right now. Because that's how many mods I... that's how much the mods I had took up last time I played City Skylines 1. Oh, don't complain that I'm covering this. We said we were going to do it. You putting in irrigation barriers for safety? No, because it doesn't matter. They're not going to be able to get down there. $64 gigabytes of RAM, that's all. That's the most this motherboard supports. Next computer I build, I'm hoping to delay it as long as I can because stuff's really expensive. And this works perfectly fine outside of overheating the Wi-Fi chip. That's my fault for running Wi-Fi and streaming upstairs in the summer when it's hot. How many frog statues fit on the platform? Let's find out. Let's find out. Do I have to cover every single square? Can there be overlap with the ground? Or does it have to be just in this platform-only space? Impermeable floors? No, I don't think we need those. Okay, the lag is not the fault of the RAM. The lag is the fault of the game's processing, which takes a really long time. Why am I... You know what? All right. I'm going to win an award for being stupid. I need to pause this because it's sucking up all of our metal. Like, why aren't they building this? There's no metal. Yeah, there's no metal, stupid. How's it looking? Looking good so far. We are covering up our little Pac-Man face here. I guess everyone has named it Pinky. But this is going to be our recreation area for things that require power. Like the wind tunnels, maybe some motivatoriums, depending on how many we can put in here. We have 2 of these water wheels generating about 1600 HP, and we can extend it if we are willing to blow up more of the cliff here. Yeah, the autosave lags. I don't think MP3zilla is in chat, but that was always like the legendary thing that he would send us when we're talking about the game is it's like, oh, it's lagging so hard I lagged between autosave to autosave. So he couldn't even do anything in the game because it would autosave every so often, and then by the time it finished the autosave, because of how just completely jam-packed the map was, it would be time for another autosave. What about a big stacked apartment type complex with interconnected buildings and a big courtyard with all the goodies? Well, what's this then? I know there's nothing in the middle, but we strip this down layer by layer. It's got storage down here. It's got places for them to live. It's got plenty of... This is actually a really huge complex full of stuff. I think we forget kind of what all is in here. There's some recreational things. We got our rooftop terraces. We have the mouthwashing station. And then, of course, above we have the Beaver Yeeter 9000 that hasn't been completed yet. I love the half-built skeleton stuff. This looks so cool. Remember me telling you about the $7,000 that was a long time ago. Built a system around it online with 23,000 Canadian. No thank you. God, that reminds me, I think it was a Linus Tech Tips video he did of a 10-year-old computer that cost either $5,000 or $10,000 back when it was new, and then it ended up being barely competitive with like a mid-range gaming PC in today's dollars. Like, all right, it's amazing how fast the technology evolves. Beaver's looking for something to do, drains resources. I guess that makes sense. Might want to restart stream. Why? I'm not having problems with it. I don't think. Yeah, I'm excited to get into the mods in the next couple playthroughs. 'Cause I wanted to try to wait for them to get finished, mostly before I started really getting into the mods. But I think by the time we finish the Folktales playthrough, pretty much everything that I will want to use in terms of mods will have been updated. I wish the build graphics would build by what's available. Since we're watching this be built, you think there'd be enough metal? I don't know. It's hard for me to fully understand how the game allocates resources for building. But I think how it does it is fine. Oh, okay. Alright, I got you. Talking about stream restarting. So we'll let them finish that. Come back over here, see what else needs to get done. Food supply-wise, we're pretty much maxed out on everything that we are actively growing. We've got the fermented soybeans, we've got the mushrooms, we've got the cassava, we've got the eggplant rations, we've got the corn rations, we have berries, and we have algae rations. I think that's all the food. I believe that is all the food types in the game. So, food I'm going to consider solved, even though we don't have full storage of all the raw materials. Water, again, probably completely solved. The biggest what-if right now is the power. Because this still is not fully charging, and it's a day 12. So I know we need to be making... thanks, lag. We need to be making more, but we're at the point now where I don't really have too many more places that are going to make sense to put more water wheels. So we're kind of having to put these engines in all over the place, which, you know, we have enough logs, I think. But we're kind of getting to the point where we're not going to be able to really do too much more with that. All right, he didn't put anything behind it, right? Oh, come on. All right. Stupid thing. Get out of here. Get out of here. Hopefully I can't accidentally delete the wrong things. All right. So, for the time being, I'm just going to put 4 more engines here. And that will have to be good enough until we can figure something else out. I think you can fit 30... Oh, I was going to try that. That's right. 30 frog statues on the platforms. Okay. Let's see if I can figure this out. So I've got 1, 2... Well, that would be partly on the ground. But if I did... Just for the sake of not completely messing this up. So that's 6. Only wholly on the platforms. That's 10, that's 11, that's 12, 13, 14, 15. Maybe there's a better way to do this, but that's 15 only touching platforms. If we count partial placement, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. Obviously, they can't access these because the doorways are blocked off. But that would be 22 if we're counting any part of it touching the overhang as being on the overhang. Then that's how many it can fit. Gotta be careful not to delete these overhangs when I'm taking this out. There we go. Does it make sense to pause some of the food factories to save power? I mean... Oh, kohlrabies. I forgot. Okay. Yeah, we don't have enough kohlrabies. Not that it really matters that much. But I was going to plant this as kohlrabies, and I completely forgot. For some reason, I keep moving away from the mic, just off to the right of it, constantly, until I'm way off, and like, oh, I wonder if they can actually hear me, so then I have to move back into the correct position. So I just keep rotating my chair. I'm leaned back, so my feet are off the floor, and it just keeps kind of going, and like moves me away from it. Nobody asked, but I figured I'd tell you anyway. They have to be accessible. It's Ghost 10. Power wheels on the other bypass. Okay, but where's the power going to go? Because if I'm going to do that, then I'm going to have overhangs along this entire thing. That's just a huge mess. Does pausing buildings save power? Yes, it does, because they're not being used. Idle buildings do not save power unless they're specifically designed to do that. Chargers are always pulling power. Yes, they are. That's why I do these things separated sometimes. But this is... Okay, this one is not finished. It needs 2 more metal blocks. So if you want the frog statues to have path accessibility... Oh, this is tragic right here. But they have to be fully contained on a platform. If that's what we're doing. Then it's going to behoove me to do something like this. Yeah. Then it gets to be a lot fewer. That is, see, that's 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Assuming nothing can touch outside. Then, of course, these are going to have paths going everywhere. I have not had a chance to catch up on Disturbed series, no. You can delete paths over impermeable floors. Yes. Yes, we can. That's a great change they made in the most recent update. Yes, we do have a lot of unemployed bots. We're going to be fixing that eventually. Wait, what is... Oh, that's one of the holes here. We're able to see through to the middle of the doohickey. Alright. Let's, since we have so many of these unemployed bots, let's start moving, let's see. Do you think I can get away with putting the farms as bots? Or should I go for, lumberjacks makes so much more sense, because look at all these trees that aren't harvested. Let's do that. At least the lumberjacks that are close to charging stations, I think would be a smart thing. Oh, this is already full. They don't have any, I don't have anywhere to put wood. $23,000 power out of 3. Wow. Okay. Okay. Well, shoot. I'm going to have to go check that out. All right, let's do this the easy way. Go into here, lumberjack land. There we are. Prioritize all. We got a lot. We got 22 lumberjacks. Somehow I don't think we need to have 22. But we'll prioritize all of these by haulers, and we'll start replacing them with the bots. And by start, I mean just completely all at once. So that is now all of the lumberjacks replaced. That gives us only 5 unemployed. But the other problem we're going to run into is that we are not using enough logs. I know we have these engines now that need to have fuel. I'm doing it again. There we go. Back in front of the actual microphone. We're going to have to figure something out. Always a good night when you get to enjoy playing and watching games. So let's figure out what we're doing over here. We got plenty of room. We can make this dense or as laid out as we want. But the wind tunnels do have to connect in the center of the sides. And they obviously can't connect where the door is. So if we're going to put one of these in here, it's going to have to be in a spot like this. Or, you know, we put the power shafts in appropriately. It doesn't have to have the intersection here. I just put this here because that's where it was. Build engines in a hole and then cover them. That would be cool. That would actually work really well. You wouldn't have to look at them. I know I'm behind in updates, but I remember when pausing a building didn't stop it from drawing. Oh, that must have been a long time ago. So I don't remember that at all. The gap there by the engine's platforms and storage for logs, easier access for the engine's fuel source. Are you talking about, like, here? Over the top of this? So this is an irrigation barrier. I can't build on that. But that, man, that would have been great, actually, if this wasn't here. So why don't we... Because it's going to be a drought coming up anyway. Why don't we blast this down? And then I can lower this down, and then I can put a set of overhangs in. We'll just make some log storage over here. Gonna let them build the frog statue army? I mean, probably not there. We'll put more frog statues in, but that is like prime real estate for literally anything else. Yep. Overhangs, overhangs, overhangs. Pop that guy in here and here. Set 2 logs. These can both be to obtain. That should help the engines out considerably. Not that they really need help. They do look good there. The problem is that's also where the power is. Tonight's goals, step 1, don't overheat my motherboard Wi-Fi thing. Step 2, try to get well-being increased, which is why I started building over here to put stuff like skydiving and all that in. Irrigation barriers under oh yeah, I was going to do that. Okay, here it is. So we know it's going to be a problem later. Alright, that solves that. Step 3. No, step 3 is the question marks. Step 4 is profit. If we're following the meme template from... Oh, how long ago was that? 12 years? 13 years? The problem with coordinating multiplayer Timberborn stuff is scheduling is almost impossible. But maybe at some point in the future. How about instead you make an outer perimeter of frog statues? Yeah, we can do that. How do we want to put those in? Because this isn't really a squared off thing. How many can I fit? Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. I declare a thumb war, etc. 2. If I blast this down, I can put these guys just zoop, all the way across like that, right around the outside. Civ 2, where you could email your moves. That sounds excruciating. If you cut all the trees down not under forester management, would that help PC performance? I don't think the trees have anything to do with it. I think it's like how much stuff is animated and how much we have beavers running around. I do know that when beavers stop working, you don't have the lag spikes at the start and the end of the workday. Speaking of, we took the bell out. That's right. To build this. And that was quite a while ago. Can they reach under the buildings? Yeah, they can build from above. It doesn't matter. So this should be soon. Oh, also they can just walk over to it. Not the animations, it's CPU cycles. Okay. Oh, okay. Are we getting into lore here? All right. Have you seen the theory that Pinky is the smart one and is Brain's caretaker? His brain is swollen. He has delusions of taking over the... That would be such an interesting, like, alternate reality thing for that. I have not heard that theory before. That's very, very compelling. You notice in the theme song it says one's a genius, the other's insane. It doesn't say with words who's who. I mean, like, visually there's some pretty strong clues, but... Yes, Narf indeed. Remember, kids, not everyone who is book smart is actually that intelligent. They just know stuff. Okay, nobody can reach this because I don't have any stairs getting over here. So how do we want to do this? I guess I should just have this continue through here. And at one point I was trying to figure out if I was going to put another tier of these mangrove fruits, but I think for now we're okay. We only have 277 beavers? Oh, that's because I paused all these because we had a bunch of homeless beavers. So maybe we figure something else out. Brains are very... not, brains as in, like, the organ in the human body. I'm not talking about the rat name of the brain anymore. But it is very, very interesting. Just stuff the brain is capable of that we don't even fully understand. I am not a neuroscientist. I am not smart enough to be a neuroscientist, but the stuff that I have seen and had explained to me or attempted to explain to me by people who are knowledgeable about it is just completely mind-blowing. Alternative theory, they're both just lab rats on I can't say that or I'll get demonetized, but yes. That's probably more realistic. Personally had the experience of being book smart and then learning that I didn't have any clue what was going on. Yep. That is me constantly over the past, what, 30 years-ish. Turn on one breeding pod, but then it's not symmetrical. We'll do it anyway. How's water flowing into the spot and not going over? Is there a void? Here, you can't really see because there's stuff on top of it, but this is... Oh, it's not going to show it, but this has a too-high wall. It wasn't overflowing anyway, but then it's just flowing off the side of the map, like it always has been. Unless you weren't talking about a different place, in which case I'm not exactly sure. But we're in the middle of a drought right now, so that's not really doing much of anything. Alright. Beaver frog statue. Alright, we got 5 of these things in a row right here. Gazing upon, if we put them, put ourselves in their place. Gazing upon the the exercise towers. I've known so-called geniuses over the years and they didn't even know how to drive. Again, the brain is a fascinating organ. Nobody is good at everything. A lot of smart people do not have emotional intelligence. A lot of book-smart people do not have emotional intelligence. They don't have social intelligence. And they don't have, in some cases, they don't have a really great grasp on some types of logic. But the inverse is also true. Like, this is why we need each other as communities. Because nobody's going to be able to do one thing perfectly and also do another thing perfectly. Devilish, thanks for the 5 gift memberships. Appreciate you. Who's got them? Jason Peterson, There Is a Hill, Jack Z, Merc Z, Jimmy, Mr. Sir, and Thomas Moons, welcome to the boosters. You'll get tomorrow's video as soon as this stream is finished. Where are all the treated planks going? They're going to the mines, I believe. Or they should be. And they're actually out. Did I pause them and just never turn them back on? No, these are on. Oh, did we run out of pine resin? I think we finally did. Yeah, because we never increased the size of this. So this guy is... Wait, no goods in stock. Yeah, that's absolutely what the problem is. There's no pine resin here. Okay, well, let's... How long do these have to go? 92%. Alright, I'm going to increase the area that grows pine trees. What are social cues? I don't know, I never figured it out. Also thinking blast out Lemon Canyon. Okay, blasting out in the water beavers is a Herculean effort. It takes so long. But that series, the way it's going now, it could be 40 episodes. Who knows? We're not going to quit until we're done. I can promise you that. I guess it just depends on how much people are willing to tolerate in terms of the series length there. Because we're technically, I don't even think we're in the mid-game yet because we haven't built the ENS. Can't remember, do we know why the frog statue mod came about? No. Well, I don't. I just remember seeing it and then for some reason people started making the frog cult memes. Somewhere in update 3 maybe. Whenever the path mod first got used in one of my videos, and they had the frog path there. I was like, why does this even exist? And that's the first time I remember seeing a comment where someone was like, oh, it's because of the frog cult. And I was like, what are you talking about? And then it just became a thing. But that statue, I'm pretty sure existed that entire time. People calling themselves experts are lying. Oh, and IT. The IT industry is moving so fast it's impossible to be an expert. This is why continuing education isn't... You can't see the gesture I'm making with my hands. It's not flipping anybody off. I don't know why that was my first thought to defend that, but it is so important to just keep learning as much as you can, no matter what your field of study is. Or I say field of study, like, all right, well, not everybody's an academic, but no matter what you're doing, there's always going to be something you can learn to make it better. It is always worth continuing to pursue knowledge. Alright, now I think I might have gotten lost in the comments here. Okay, no, I wasn't. I was just looking in the wrong spot. A frog faction would be very interesting. How would that work? Like, you'd have to change it because frogs don't cut down trees. Why is my computer slow? Ain't got no gas in it. What? What does that even mean? Harvest lily pads? But what can you build out of lily pads? There's not a lot of structural integrity to those things. Yeah. Frog Timberborn would be like, all right, you got lily pads in a pond? Yeah. All right, we're good. Let's go ribbit. And then they just sit there and they ribbit. I haven't played Grounded. There's so many games I have to go get through. While I'm here, this is as much for you as it is for me, reminding. I'm going to put out a survey sometime soon asking for formal game suggestions and preferences for stream dates and times for the fall, because my schedule is going to change a lot now that sports and stuff are going to be starting back up and other stuff I have to do. So probably not going to have 2 streams a weekend anymore. Might be shifting more to in the middle of the week. Might, depending on how things are looking, experiment with some daytime streams during the week. Because a lot of the people on the European side of the time zones have been saying that they're not able to come to these midweek streams at night, my time, because it's in the middle of the morning for them. So if I have the opportunity to try something like that out, then I will. If people want to see it. If not, then we don't need to bother. But I'm saying that now so that you can remind me if I don't do it, because it's very possible I will forget. Foosball season. Foosball's fun. I haven't played in a long time. I don't think I'm going to be playing Elden Ring. Daytime in Australia. Okay, good to know. I know, I think right now is Japan 13 hours behind? There's a couple people who are pretty vocal in chat who watch from Japan. And they almost never get to come to these because it's super early in the morning. Baldur's Gate is absolutely not a YouTube thing. That would have to be Twitch. I mean, because of the content of the game has to be adult restricted on Twitch. So I don't know if that's something I necessarily want to do a lot of, but it has been very, very, very frequently requested. I need them to come get this out of the way so I can plant more pine trees. Because we are going to need a lot of these. Oh, this is also paused. And I still... Oh, I only need 70 of these? Huh. Okay, well, we're closer to being finished with this than I thought. Hey, Mike. So far, we built power over here. We're making 1614 HP. I'm going to put some recreation that uses power over here. Devilish Fund lobbied successfully for me to build frog statues over here. So I did that, and then we've done a couple of other small things. Automated the lumberjacks, and currently wasting time by trying to tell people to remind me that I need to remind them to remind me to make a survey for fall stream times. Space Engineers. I have Space Engineers. I played it, not a lot, but I played it enough with some of my college friends 12 years ago. Crosswords actually would be pretty fun. I used to do, when I did Twitch, it's been almost 2 years now, but I would do, I'd do puzzles, not like word puzzles, but I would like a simple jigsaw puzzles, and we'd just chill out, have a nice time. I know, riveting, super high stakes, fast action gaming content, putting a jigsaw puzzle together, but it was nice to chill. Why don't you unpause the monument and put it on lowest priority, because they're still going to suck up all the resources for it. Actually, as far as metal's concerned, we almost have enough to just completely finish it. I think Raft would send me to the psych ward if I played that. It just looks incredibly frustrating with the sharks. Oh, they're actually using these super far away. But we need to actually build something here, or else I'm going to be a liar. Alien rocks. That seems familiar. I feel like I used to watch that long time ago, multiple years ago. Motivatoriums need to be... Oh, okay, that has to be ground only, so we can't put those here. Wind tunnels. How do we want to lay these out? Like, I can do some sort of something else behind this. Probably the best thing to do would be to just replace this with a T intersection, and then get this all out of here. And then just put in a wind tunnel. You stupid... Alright, it's one log. Goodbye. See ya. But we'll pause that so they don't somehow get trapped. Oh my god, Minecraft. I don't know if I ever am going to play Minecraft again. I bought it in beta when it was beta 1.2. January 30th or 31st of 2011. And I played incessantly for like a year and a half. But I was never really that interested in the single player too much. So I would always just, I'd have like a server with 5 or 6 of my friends from college, and we'd all play a lot for a month, and then they'd all quit, like, alright, well, I don't want to do this anymore. And now I think the game is so fundamentally different that it's like not even the same thing, even remotely anymore. It's super complicated. I do not care about combat in the slightest. So there's really no incentive for me to be bothered doing it. Beaver goes off the side of the wind tunnel and into the water wheel. Skill issue. Just simply don't do that. What's the description for the expensive monument? This is the Earth Repopulator. It launches pioneers to distant lands. When launched, it makes the beavers in the area extra happy. 40 tile area of effect. No. I'm not talking about combat in Timberborn. I'm talking about Minecraft. Alright, so this is good to go. Metal blocks. Okay, I do have enough to do that. So we'll start with the 1. And then we'll have to do some other stuff somewhere. Actually, hold on. Okay, of course that's not going to work, but how tall do I have to go? Oh, okay. Did we already try this? Because that's... Yeah, that's 4... To the very, very bottom of this is 4 blocks high. Although I want to see if this ends up clipping through here. I'm not going to build that, obviously, but we'll keep an eye out for this. If it's only 40 radius, you have to build... No, I don't have to build more than 1. Because all the beavers, remember, these jobs are pretty much all automated now. All the beavers are going to be in this range this entire time. Oh man, Zoo Tycoon was great. I loved Zoo Tycoon. I don't know that I would be that into Planet Coaster or Planet Zoo, but there's just something about like the 2D or 2.5D isometric or whatever that is just really appealing to me. Like the old like Roller Coaster Tycoon stuff, which by the way we are still going to do Roller Coaster Tycoon. I just have to have a slot and decide if I'm doing videos or if I'm going to do streams. But we are going to play Roller Coaster Tycoon. I would like to try and do every scenario. Obviously, that's going to take a really long time because there's, I think, over 100 of them. But stacked wind tunnels? I mean, I guess. But why? Okay, I need to see if they're going to clip into this. They are just barely underneath it. Okay. Well, that's fine, I guess. But now that I have one, might as well go ahead and do 2. So we can kind of divide this area up a little bit. These take 400 apiece. I'm currently making 16. So if we wanted to, we could have 4 of these, or we could have 3, and then a couple motivatoriums depending on the space that we've got available to us. These do have to be ground only, so we would have to have a very specific positioning for them. But I could, if we move the paths around, I could fit 2 in here. It might not be the worst thing ever. Make sure you have enough fuel for the bots. These bots run on power. They don't need fuel. So the only limitation we have for the bots is if the chargers can provide power, and most of them are on engines. So they should never have problems with that. Timberborn 2, Beavers in Space. Speaking of space, Kerbal Space Program I'm not good at, but I always really, really, really enjoyed messing around with it. Yeah, I think I'm going to want to put the motivatoriums, or I can at least put a couple over here. So why don't we do that? Get this path reconfigured. I know this is going to probably irritate the snot out of at least a couple of you, but that's fine. Airport CEO, I do own that. Have you seen the game Holy Potato? A whole bunch of... No, I've never heard of that. Prison Architect 2 not only got delayed, it got delayed indefinitely. Which makes me think it's not going to come out at this point. Because they changed studios. They've delayed it a whole bunch of times. And now there's like... It was radio silence for a long time, and now it's just like, yeah, it's indefinitely delayed. It's like, okay. Well, the idea was nice while it lasted. I don't expect to see it. Which is a shame, because I really liked... Why did I do this? They're not going to be connected power-wise. Well, that was stupid. How am I gonna... Alright. New idea. New idea. We build a trench. New idea. I can't do that because there's bad water. Well, actually, there's no reason why I couldn't do it because of bad water. Oh, okay, there's multiple reasons why I can't do it, and because we have the overhangs too. I was going to say I could just go underneath like this, but I don't think it's going to work. Kerbal Space Program 2 should have been delayed. Didn't it get canceled? Like, didn't they just fire everybody? Like, shut the whole studio down? You and Stuff. Who's Stuff? Favorite prison architect content creators. I appreciate it. I am not that good at the game. Hopefully I can get better. But was always always fun when I what in the world? Why am I just now getting it? Anyway, it's irrelevant to the stream. Fired. All right. I don't know. I need to behave on stream, but it makes me so like white hot seething mad when these companies fire entire studios worth of employees. Like, why are you doing this? You let them build a whole game, work for years, invest all these resources, and say, okay, we're not going to make enough money, so we're just not going to release it. It's done. Release the game. Make something back. Like, why are you like this? It's so stupid. Take-Two got GTA money? Yeah, they sure do. Was the Kerbal Space Program 2 released on Steam? I remember there was like something like they had to stop working on it, but I don't know if that was in reference to like updates or if it hadn't been released. Tax write-off? Garbage. Absolute garbage. I'm not saying what you're saying is garbage. I'm saying it is garbage. They can write that off on taxes. Like, these people have dedicated years of their lives to making this stuff, and it's finished. I don't know. Something is fundamentally broken about how this works. All right. Can I... See, I'm not really going to have a good way of getting power across here without just going all the way around. Oh, see, I don't want it to look ugly either. That's the problem. Have you seen the game that's basically Prison Architect, but you're building a mall? In the Prison Architect, like, 2D top-down style? No. I do remember seeing a video of Let's Game It Out do some sort of mall game, but that was like a 3D. Start underground power by removing... yeah, but I want it... The problem is I like things to be symmetrical, like, to a fault. So, for that to happen, it has to be here. Or it has to go... you know what? Actually, that would probably work okay. Just bring this in, trench underneath here, and then go up. So it has to... Yeah, okay, we'll just do that. Just cut this whole thing off, because this is... That's a whole lot of garbage on the ground. RimWorld. A lot of people have suggested RimWorld. I don't know enough about any of these games to say for sure. And somebody... I cannot remember who it was, so sorry if this was you and I just don't remember. But somebody did suggest that I could do a series called, instead of Let's Play, like Let's Try, just do like one video and see if people like it. See if I like it too, I guess. I don't know. My brain has been in like a beaver singularity for the past 6 or 7 weeks. I have not thought about hardly anything else in terms of future planning, just because Update 6 stuff is out and like, hey, we're gonna play beavers because that's what we're doing because everything's new and exciting. But as these two series, this one and the Folktales, approach the end, I think we can start having those conversations. It's probably me. It might have been you. None of the posters showing up. No, I can see it. Yeah. No, I don't have it set to remove anything. Can this go up? Yes. Okay, so that'll go underneath. That'll go up as well. Come on. Oh, I'm pushing the wrong button. Well, that would do it. So, let's see. That would have to have another thing. These three here. As long as it can power from underneath, which I'm pretty sure it can, we'll be able to make that work. Can you ask a USA question? I mean, you can always ask any question. Another brick in the mall. Okay. Well, that might be fun. I made an unprofitable decision, but I can use my incompetence to reduce my tax burden. I mean, yeah, if that's the system that we have set up, then of course people are going to exploit it that way, but it just makes me so mad to see all that effort wasted. Just so, like, people in the C-suite can get a bigger bonus for meeting their profitability goals. It's like, nah. No, people had wars over this. Like, you can't just do this to people. And then they get fired and they have nothing to show for their work because the game was never finished. So officially it doesn't exist. Oh, no, I forgot. Oh, God, you can't build these on top of... Oh, that's so aggravating. I can't believe I forgot that. Well, the good news is I can fill the holes back in. We'll just have to do it another way. Suggesting to remove the 2-space slot up on the ridge, we already removed the first fan. Yeah, well, we're going to have to, at this point, go around the outside here. 011, yep, 011 was the original developer of all those. Depending on... I have it set to whatever the basic auto moderator is. I don't even know what that removes. I'm assuming just, like, blatantly, like, racial slurs or something. But sometimes I guess it catches stuff depending on... I know if you send images, like emojis or links, sometimes it'll block those. Or if it thinks something is associated with whatever it's supposed to be blocking, even if it isn't, it'll just... whatever. Oh, we are absolutely not talking about U.S. politics ever in this channel or stream. That is a guaranteed firestorm. I'm not trying to be, like, rude to you or anything. It just... there's no possible way that goes well. I need to move all this stuff out of the way so we can put this back in. Yeah, I guess I should qualify my you can ask me anything thing. Because sometimes it just goes in a direction that we don't need to go in a video game live stream. No, it's it has become such a, without getting into specifics about who or what, because we do not need to go there, it has just become such a bitterly toxic, hateful environment, regardless of who or what, that is just, I want nothing to do with it in a public forum like this. Like, obviously we all have our own opinions. I am not here to tell you who or what to think or whatever. We're here to play video games. And I don't want it to become a thing where people just get argumentative about stuff. No, 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 you're okay. You're okay. I told you could ask anything. I didn't qualify it. How often do you oil your beard? Not that often. Like, if I have to quote-unquote dress up, then yeah, I'll put oil in it, but I probably should take better care of it. I have a lot of split ends I need to trim. Not to get political, but what the heck is a cucumber? I have no idea, dude. We've got family who have some plants that they're growing in their backyard, and they have a cucumber plant. And I got sent home with one the other day. It's the biggest cucumber I've ever seen. It was like circumference on that thing might have been like 10 inches. It's huge. Beard oil or WD-40? Would WD-40 even make a good beard oil? Because it's like a water displacement agent. Like, I feel like that would just be a skin irritant more than anything else. Okay, my thing with pineapple on pizza is pineapple makes my mouth tingle in uncomfortable ways. But that's more of a me problem than a pineapple problem. I don't know. Everyone I know who likes pineapple on pizza says it's great because the sweetness of the pineapple offsets the saltiness of all the other crap on the pizza. Like, all right, cool. Do what you want. I don't like hot fruit. I wouldn't want to eat hot fruit either. Tomatoes are fruit. Knowledge is knowing that tomatoes are fruit. Wisdom is knowing that you do not put tomato in a fruit salad. I am very likely allergic to pineapple, yes. And coconut. Pineapple pizza belongs in the dumpster. No, someone can eat it. It's not going to be me. Someone else can eat it. Alright, apple pie is not the same thing as hot fruit. I understand it is a fruit and it is served hot. But, when you say hot fruit, I think of, like, somebody stuck, like, a bowl of mixed fruit with a whole bunch of honeydew melon in the microwave, and it's steaming. That's just like, ugh. Blech. That doesn't sound good. Is ketchup a smoothie? I mean, by the technical definition, maybe? I wouldn't drink it like a smoothie. Charisma is selling a tomato-based fruit salad by calling it salsa. I think you've blown my mind. Okay, because what else goes in salsa, though? Let's think about this. Onion, which is a vegetable. Jalapenos, if it's good salsa, which is a vegetable. Sometimes other peppers, which are vegetables. Herbs, which are not vegetables. I don't think there's anything that's actually fruit that goes in salsa. Unless you're going to put, like, mangoes or something, which can be very good. But then it's mango salsa. My kids would drink it right out of the bottle if I'd let it... Are you talking about ketchup? Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. No. That's awful. Peppers are berries? Alright, okay, alright. Alright. No, I can't let this fly. Are peppers... Not... I can't spell. Are peppers berries? Let's see. I don't want the AI overview. I want a human telling me this. According to culinary classification, peppers are actually vegetables. Okay, who says that? smallxpeppers.com. Okay, well, what gives them authority on peppers? Oh, Quora's not reputable. Business Insider? Why are you talking about fruits? Every kind of pepper fits the bill as a fruit and not a vegetable. What? Oh, nobody can agree on this. Every single result is something different. While peppers are technically fruits, most have a savory or spicy profile. I don't care. You're not telling me anything. Oh yeah, Yahoo Life UK? Yeah, Is that like Yahoo Answers? The only thing Yahoo Answers was good for was laughing at people who just gave really stupid troll responses. Capsicum is a genus of flowering plants in the nightshade family. Yeah, okay. Okay, Encyclopedia Britannica says the British have never been wrong about anything. They're both. Peppers are kind of... Oh, what a softball answer. Come on. You've probably heard that tomatoes and avocados, although far more at home in a savory dish than, say, a cobbler, are technically fruits. In fact, any botanist will tell you that what distinguishes a fruit from a vegetable is that the former is, by definition, a seed-bearing piece of produce. Tomatoes have a bunch of tiny seeds, avocados have one big one, and as such, both are technically fruits. With this in mind, it's clear that peppers, both sweet and hot, fit the fruit profile, too. If you don't believe us, you can... What? There's not even a name attached to this. It's just a... Oh, come on. This is why journalism is dying. You gotta put a name on this stuff so people can roast you on the internet. Meanwhile, people watching this stream hitting the X button because we're just sitting here looking up whether peppers are fruits or vegetables. Oh, well, what is this? The European Food Information Council says olives, eggplant, zucchini, corn, and peas are all technically fruit. Stop that. Alright, words don't have any meaning anymore. Now I'm mad. Oh, Ask Jeeves hasn't been around forever. Duke's is the best mayonnaise, yes. I'm glad that somebody else recognizes this. Have not planted... Yeah, we need motivation. We need more motivation, and we need less thinking about whether peppers are fruits. As fun as that is. Let's see. The problem we had with the motivatoriums was that they have to be placed on the ground, and I do not currently have a good way to get power over there. So what we'll need to do is, well, shoot, I guess we can just blast this whole thing out. Why not? Just blast the whole thing. QP Mayo's good. I wouldn't really use it on everything, though. I went to H Mart. Well, actually, I was there earlier this week. I found where they stock all of the milk teas, and I bought a bunch of those. But there's the only place I've ever been able to find QP Mayo. It's better as a topping than regular mayonnaise is, but I definitely would not cook with it in most cases. What is Duke's? Devilish, you're in the Carolinas and you don't know what Duke's mayonnaise is? I'm going to call foul on that one. You absolutely have seen it before. Oh, mayo's gross. All right, that explains it. Well, that's fine. We'd like you anyway. Wish I knew what Duke's is in this context. It's a mayonnaise brand. In the Deep South, most people who are serious about mayonnaise will either purchase Duke's or Blue Plate's another common one. Kraft is more available, but it's Kraft. It's fine. But Duke's is so much better. Carolinas, are you not? I thought you were. Uh-oh. Well, who do I have you confused with then? Well, that's embarrassing. Anyway, somewhere in the United States. Hellman's is... Yeah, Hellman's is good. I think it's some places it's called Best Foods or whatever, but no, Hellman's is really good. But if Duke's is available, I am always going to pick it. Now, I have the chance to do one of these numbers here and kind of minimize how ugly all of this is. I think that's probably going to be better to do. Oh, that's the wrong one. I want this one. There we go. Can we have Miracle Whip run out of town on a mule? You're going to give it a mule? I wouldn't give it a mule. Okay, Miracle Whip has a purpose. It's good enough as a salad dressing or as a part of a salad dressing. I would never put it on a sandwich. Yeah, Best Foods and Hellman's, I believe, are the same product with different names in different locales. Oh, I think I already said that. My brain is fried. Wonder what ranch tastes like. You haven't had ranch dressing? Barron's. I've never heard of Barron's. I live in the woods. I eat my salads dry. You're missing out. You're missing out on some good salad dressings. All right, this, I guess, is fine to connect like so. We'll bring this in because now I can put. Oh, this lag. I can put something else here. Here I go again, not being in front of the microphone. What else? Frog statue time. Lag. Let's do that. Come on. Tomato sandwiches are mandatory to have Miracle Whip and bacon. I'll entertain it. No, when I was in college, I was hanging out with a friend in their dorm room, and I forget what we were doing, but he was like, "Hey, you want me to make you a BLT?" And I said, "Yeah, sure." He used turkey bacon and Miracle Whip. I was like, man, that is a choice that I don't know I will ever understand. Turkey bacon's good, but I don't know. To me, a BLT's got to have like the fatty pork bacon. And some good mayonnaise. Dwarf Fortress? That's been out for, well, I guess technically it's been officially out for a very short period of time, but that game's been around forever. I've never played it. Duke's was bought out in the cafeteria and the plant no longer serves. How are you not going to serve the product you're making in the cafeteria at the place where it's made? That seems like a huge miss. Never heard of Hellman's and... Well, now I'm going to have to look this up about what's distributed where. So, if you have not heard of Hellman's, have you heard of Best Foods? Because I would find it very hard to believe that it is not distributed universally, under whatever name. I must be weird because I hate soggy sandwiches. Okay, there's a difference between soggy because there's a lot of condiments and soggy because the ingredients are wet. I do not like wet lettuce. It's got to be dry and crispy. Not familiar with Hellman's. Hellman's is in Australia. Mayo's mostly oil. It's egg whites and oil for the most part. And depending on which brand it is, it can have other fillers and stuff. Have heard of and frequently buy Best Foods Mayo. Congratulations, you buy Hellman's. It's just a different name. So you've been eating it the whole time. Mayo doesn't make a sandwich soggy. It has oil in it. Actually creates a protective barrier between the bread and the other stuff. That's a good way of putting it. I don't know. I like mayonnaise on stuff. It's got a nice flavor profile. I know. Shocker. White dude likes mayonnaise. Mayo smells bad. I mean, if it smells that bad, it's probably not good anymore. It's probably soured. It's not really supposed to have a strong smell. Who likes salt licorice? I don't know that I've had salt licorice ever. Mayo makes a decent grilled cheese crust. I've had it like once, but it was just too rich. It was too much oil for me to put mayo on a grilled cheese. It was tasty, but like you eat it and you just feel gross. I'm white and I hate mayo. Representation. We'll love you anyway. Mayo makes dry meat not dry. Yeah, it's like... Okay, I guess I have to be careful about word choice because some people are going to always just choose the most, like, perverse interpretation of things. But it's like a... well, I can't use... Alright, whatever, I'll just say it's a sandwich lubricant. Be mature, please. But, no, it's great with almost any type of sandwich. Alright, so this is finally done. Let's put a power shaft in. Oh, wait, you know what I could do? I could actually put, at the end of this path, a charging station. Because we know we're going to need to have one. That works. That'll convey power. Now we have the frog statue. And then we take a look at, yeah, demand is 800 because we have those two. This will be another 200, so that'll be 1,000. If I put another one of these, it'll be 1,400. If I put another one of these over here, it'll be 16. The only problem I'm going to run into is how to get power over to this. But I think we can do it. I think we can do it. So let's... And it's nice and symmetrical, too. I know literally nobody asked, but I don't know. I like stuff to match. I think it is appealing. Actually, before they build this... Good. I can blast this out. And then we can just build ourselves a trench to go underneath and then come up to go into the back. Mustard is good. I do not like yellow mustard or the stereotypical American mustard. I cannot stand it because it's always watery. And it has like the sharp taste of good deli mustard without the texture of it. And it's just like, ugh. Spicy brown mustard. Stone ground mustard. The authentic German mustard that comes in the metal tubes. That's the good stuff. Like, if you eat it and it doesn't just completely clear your sinuses instantaneously, it's not good mustard. In my opinion. Lime is a great flavor profile. Alright, let's blast this out. Another underrated thing a lot of people aren't familiar with is the tahini seasoning. I think you can buy it in most supermarkets now. But it's got a really, really nice, like, chili lime flavor. And it'll go on a whole bunch of stuff. It's really good. Alright, so that will go here, into the back. And then I just have to build on top of here. Actually, hold on. Hold on. Can I... I can! I don't know if that's worth doing that way, but... I figure we might as well. Making a run for some wine. I'm actually not really much of a wine drinker. I haven't really run into too much that I've enjoyed. I'm sure it probably exists somewhere out there, but never really been that motivated to try too much of it. Mustard-based barbecue sauce is hit or miss. I think it depends on what else they put in there. If we're talking barbecue sauce preferences, I'm always going to be more of a fan of the molasses-based ones. But I've had some good Carolina-style mustard-based. I've had some good Alabama-style, the white barbecue sauce, but it's generally not my favorite. But a lot of the ones that I've had have been pretty good. I have never had Vegemite. I've heard it's disgusting. But I've also heard that you're not supposed to use a lot of it. And some people are just like, oh, I got to slather the whole thing full of Vegemite. Like, no. I'm also not a coffee drinker. I probably would like it, but I just never have. Ever put barbecue sauce on a pizza base? Boy, let me tell you. When I was in college and I would get takeout pizza all the time, Domino's had, I forget, it was like, you could get medium one topping or two topping pizzas. I guess at one point it was one and one, then one point it was two toppings, for like $6 or something. So what I would do is I'd get a barbecue sauce base and put chicken on it as a topping. And then when the pizza got to my house, or I went and got it or whatever, I would drizzle hot sauce over the top of it. And it's like a poor man's barbecue chicken buffalo pizza. That was good. But other toppings, it's kind of hit or miss. Like, I wouldn't use barbecue sauce as a pizza base with, say, like pepperoni. I have, and it's fine, but to me, barbecue sauce base on a pizza needs to be with chicken, or it needs to be sometimes sausage, but usually chicken's like a great go-to for me with a barbecue sauce base on a pizza. Never even heard of white barbecue sauce? It's a regional thing. Yeah, I described it earlier as Alabama-style barbecue sauce. So if you're assuming, since you mentioned best foods, you're probably West Coast. I don't think it's out there. Pretty much the only barbecue sauce you can find in the West, unless you're buying it packaged somewhere, is going to be the molasses style or traditional style barbecue sauce. That's like the purple or the brown color. But there's some barbecue places in the South will have a bunch of different styles of sauces, and the white style would be the Alabama barbecue. What in the world are the beavers watching? It's beaver propaganda. We can take a closer look, though. I think it's supposed to, in the game's canon, it's supposed to, like, motivate them to work more by showing, I guess, the value of collective labor. And it's beaver propaganda. It's in-game is what it's supposed to be. Mechanical theater that educates beavers on the core Iron Teeth values, including but not limited to work until you die. Barbecue chicken pizza for the win. Apologies to Italians. You don't need to apologize to the Italians. If they don't want it, they don't have to make it. That's the fun thing about food, is different people take different foods and they modify them because they want stuff to taste the way they want it to taste. Alfredo base with chicken and spinach is great. Yes, absolutely is. Alfredo base with chicken and bacon is also good. Let's see. I've had Alfredo base with chicken and then a couple of other, like, peppers and stuff. And that's also been good. Let's see. Food tastes a lot better when you ignore people's comments. Yeah. I'm reminded of the meme. I can't remember what the exact text is, but it was something to the effect of, this tastes real good when you don't have a derogatory term in your ear telling you it's nasty. I don't... Just let people enjoy things. Within reason. I don't know. I'm never going to go out of my way to eat certain things, but hey, if somebody likes it, it's not that big of a deal. Just eat it. Meat lovers is like my go-to pizza. But if you put too much meat on there, it's just like a chore to eat, and you're like, ugh. I don't know if you guys have Marco's Pizza where you are, but we have a couple near where I live. And we got a meat lover's pizza from them that had an unfathomable quantity of meat. Like, it was so much meat on the pizza, there was no structural integrity left. It was just completely overloaded with meat. And for the price we paid, I was actually really surprised at how much was on it. It was good, but it was so greasy. I don't ever want to have this again. It's just way too much meat. Supreme is also good. I don't know. I've never really had bad pizza. Even if it's bad, it's still good because it's pizza. I guess maybe the worst pizza I ever had was one of those frozen ones. I can't remember what brand it was. It was one of the cheap ones. But it had so few toppings on it, and there was so little cheese, and the crust was like a cardboard almost. It's like, it just was not good. But it was still pizza, right? Like, it's edible. It tastes like regret. It's a cheap pizza, so it is what it is, but it's not good. I never understood Detroit pizza. I didn't even hear the term Detroit pizza until like 2 years ago. Like, all right, it's pizza. It's just thick with a whole lot of crust, not a lot of sauce. Tried a place called Marco's and did steak and spinach pizza. Yeah, I don't think I've had it, but I've heard that one's good. Chicago deep dish pizza, a pizza or a pie? Yes. But since I know you're not from here, it's much closer to what you would consider to be a pie, because it's got a really deep crust, and it's got a whole lot of sauce, and the toppings are like in the sauce. Like if you get different meats, then it's in the sauce, and it's kind of like a combination of a savory pie and a really thick soup, depending on how greasy it is, and then the cheese is just on top. So it's almost like a lasagna that you cut into slices, pizza style, sometimes, but it doesn't have different layers of crust. It's just one layer with a whole bunch of stuff on top. Can't stand plain cheese pizza. That's why you got to get the 4-cheese pizza if you're going only cheese, because then you got all the different cheese flavors that combine together, and it's really good. White sauce and clams, honestly, if you could swing that as a variant of like a clam chowder, that would probably be really good. Go-to at work right now is pan with Alfredo, chicken, beef, roasted peppers, jalapenos, grape tomatoes, garlic. That sounds really good. Now I'm hungry for pizza. Thanks. A casserole? Kind of. Like, a casserole doesn't really have a crust on the bottom, though. Casserole is just kind of in a dish. But I guess the way that the ingredients are distributed in a Chicago deep dish, well, most of them, probably would be very similar to a casserole if the casserole was inside like a savory pie crust on the bottom and the sides. Hawaiian-style pizza with barbecue base and chicken instead of ham could taste pretty good. You know what? I mean, obviously, pineapple aside, I've already talked about that. I could imagine that tasting pretty good. Chicago deep dish pizza is more like a quiche. Yeah, you know, that's probably the best way to describe it. I just never think, I don't go out of my way to eat quiche all the time, so I never think of that first. Hot tub stream gonna have a cooking segment? I don't have a hot tub. Or a pizza oven. But I do have an oven that I can cook pizza in, and then eat it and not be on stream. All right, we got to do something else here. We're coming up on 2 hours, and that's about when my computer decides it's time to give up on life. But hey, we got this done, which is nice. Well-being has gone up to a maximum of 44, which is cool. But we've got more stuff to put in here. We can do some more decorations, or something to that effect. We've got beaver busts. We've got braziers. Actually, that would not be a terrible thing to just put at the entrance to our propaganda, theaters. And then we already did beaver busts in different places. The shanty speaker is always a good one. Shrubs, lanterns we haven't done. So that could be a fun... Next to the brazier, I guess we don't really need to have those. There's actually no purpose to that going there because there's not a path. We can make stuff look a little bit nicer. We've got clocks as well. Different roofing pieces, shrubberies, so on and so forth. Every time there's an added frog temple, it's a good day. Hey, well, there's 2 of them right here, and they're symmetrical. High school served chicken with pineapple using buffalo sauce as the buffalo sauce base on a pizza. That's a lot of buffalo sauce. It would have to be pretty mild, or that would be overwhelming, I would think. How would Beaver Macbeth play out? I haven't thought about Macbeth in years. I feel like that would be pretty funny. I'll admit it wasn't the best. But now you have me curious about this, like what that would taste like. Because I love buffalo sauce. I put that stuff on quite literally, the Frank's Red Hot commercial, I put that on everything. Yep, literally me. I put that on everything. Probably not great for my gastrointestinal health, but it tastes good. Sounds like a rough time for janitors. Man, people who work as custodians in public schools deserve to be paid so much more than they are. Like, the amount of just unfathomable horror that those people see every day is just gotta be mind-boggling. Tasted like cheesy buffalo chicken with bread. Well, it's good then. Just probably not what I would expect from pizza. I don't know. When I was in high school, they weren't really adventurous with the food. After I graduated, I guess they started doing other stuff. But like, I don't know. We just had normal cafeteria food. Like, we'd have hamburgers, and sometimes there would be a chicken sandwich available, or pizza on. I think it was like pizza on Fridays, and they had a line that would do tacos and nachos and burritos. It's all the same crap. They would just put it on a different kind of bread thing. Well, then I get to college and people are like, yo, our high school cafeteria served Brunswick stew. I was like, what? For those of you who don't know, Brunswick stew is like a southern soup kind of thing. But it's made with like a chipped pork or beef or some other kind of whatever, depending on where it is. It's pretty good. What is buffalo sauce? Buffalo sauce is like a spicy, savory kind of sauce made with peppers. And sometimes, depending on how spicy you want it to be, is going to have some sort of different base to it. But it's the stuff we put on buffalo wings in the U.S. Why it's called buffalo is because there's the city of Buffalo, New York. There's a restaurant that took chicken wings and tossed them in a sauce and called them buffalo wings. So I guess that's not really much of a thing internationally, or maybe not in the UK at least. But, oh, it's really good. It's like a spicy pepper sauce with sometimes like a buttery-ish base to it, so it has a little bit of a texture. Your high school had a Chick-fil-A. Are you serious? Sheesh. That sounds like some Texas stuff. Okay, alright. I know we've done almost nothing in the game for the past half hour, but I don't think any of us care. And there's still 125 people in chat, so apparently you guys like listening to me ramble. I got sent a link to a story from one of my friends who's a band director of a high school in Alabama who built, I think it was like a $3 million band room out of an old gymnasium on campus. And they had, it was an unbelievable amount of space and like amenities for a high school band room. Like, what school is going to spend that kind of money? Apparently that one. Like, my high school band room was, like, big enough to fit, I don't know, 50 of us in there. We played music, and that was it. And we had a room for uniforms, we had a room for instruments and cases. And then there was an office for the band director. But then apparently all these schools have, like, entire wings of the school just for the band, and they have all this other stuff. Like, we didn't have any of that. Nothing's more American than a buffalo sauce-based pizza with chicken and ranch sauce drizzled on top. I've had that with the reverse, with the ranch sauce base and the buffalo sauce drizzled on top. Either way is good. But it's got to be a mild buffalo sauce if it's going to be the base, or that's just way too much buffalo sauce. It was in Arizona. That's surprising. Like, Arizona's not a place I would think of, first of all, to have Chick-fil-A at all. I know they're national now, but I'm just shocked that public education would spend that kind of money. Like, private schools, the private schools that I've seen, they'll have insane amenities for stuff. And then they charge you, I don't know, like $20,000 a semester to send your kid there. How do the pine trees go? You know what? I completely forgot about that because we got distracted with other stuff. So I've got to plant some more of them. And then I also have to unmark for cutting all these pine trees. So I guess they've just been constantly cutting these out, which is not ideal. But we'll make it work. Is that a pine tree back there? No, it's an oak tree. All right, so thanks for reminding me about that. I legitimately did not remember to do that. High school had a line for Papa John. Where did you people go to high school? You don't have to tell me. Don't dox yourself, but I'm just flabbergasted. Did middle school band in Texas? Oh, Texas band is unreal. We've probably already talked about this if you've been here a while. I don't remember. But did middle school band in Texas, high school band in North Carolina. When I tell you my middle school band was better funded, yep. Texas, for those of you who are not aware, Texas band, high school band, marching band, concert band, whatever, is more funded than most other states fund their entire athletic programs. It's a huge deal. Now, I'm talking about big schools in like the Texas Triangle area. Rural schools in Texas, some of them can't even field like a six-man football team. They're so small. But I don't know what it is. But Texas just decided they woke up and choose violence whenever they fund anything. They're just like, we're gonna throw unfathomable amounts of money at high school football and band and school buildings. Which, hey, that's a worthy cause, I guess. But it just blows my mind how much money they spend on this stuff. I stopped getting milk from school after the strawberry slime. That sounds like a story. Oh, okay, there it was. Up the stream, I didn't read it. Yeah, it depends on who your vendor is for milk. Because we had Mayfield, which I didn't know until I was older was actually a very high market brand for milk, distributed nationwide or whatever. I was just like, oh, that's the milk we have at school. And then I go to the grocery store and I look at the price and I'm like, wait, this is twice as expensive as the store brand. Why are they selling us this at school? I guess they had like a deal or a discount on it or whatever. But every once in a while, they would have some that had either been improperly stored or it wasn't like spoiled, but it would just be weird. Like, it never smelled bad. It was never like unsafe. It was just like, why is it like this? Like, we'd get it where it would be like a really thick consistency, but like it had been frozen into like a slurry almost. Texas is a very, very big state for football. High school football in Texas is more popular in some areas than college football is in other states. I heard that Texas was required to match funding for athletics and arts. I would be shocked if that was true. But at the same time, I almost wouldn't be. Why is the performance so bad here? That's a very good question. Because there's not really that much on screen. It says 21 FPS. If I zoom out, it goes to, wow, 18? But then we come over here where there's more stuff moving around. Okay, no, it's still 20. I guess we added so many moving things that maybe it's just angry now. I think I've got another couple of pine trees I can put in. Or just one. Okay, that's fine. We'll just have to remember to keep an eye on this. King of the Hill is a great show. Talking about Texas marching band. Yep, don't mess with Texas. Indiana always wins. Indiana has some really good bands. Carmel is a perennial favorite up there. I can't. It's on the tip of my tongue. There's a couple other ones that are really, really good in the Indianapolis suburb area, who are very, very frequently BOA Grand National finalists. There's a couple in Florida. Well, when I was in high school, there's a couple in Florida that were really good, but Texas has a ton. A lot. It wasn't so much that my high school wasn't well-funded, it's just that my middle school was so well-funded that it outpaced, yeah. Also, I don't think North Carolina, in general, funds public education as much. But Texas is just on a completely different level. When you have the march for cutting, it goes down a lot. Yeah, that makes sense. I think we've talked about that before. Oh, lag, yes. Now, if I get out of that... Well, no, it's still 20, so I guess it's just global. Like a global performance problem. Have you thought about improving FPS with lossless scaling? I do not know what that is. Avon, yep, that's what it was. I have a lot of friends who are in the band and drum corps scene as teachers, technicians, whatever you want to call them. And I know a couple people who are on staff or have been on staff with a bunch of the top 12 groups in DCI, and they work with a lot of people who have taught in either Texas or at those two programs in Indiana. Yeah, Tarpon Springs. Yep, that is the main one that comes to mind when I think of Florida. Maybe you need a new district? I am not doing districts in this. Oh, now it says 34. What's up with that? Why is that? Okay. Lossless scaling is a frame gen... Okay, I'm sorry, I don't know what I don't know what any of that is. Is that like a thing that is on the Timberborn mod thing, or is that something I have to install on my computer? Or is that like a thing that only works with certain types of graphics cards? Loving learning that I was abandoned. Oh man, the depth and intensity with which I devoted my basically entire life to band for 15 years, it cannot possibly be comprehended in a live stream. It is probably unhealthy. No, I had a fantastic time. I originally went to college for music composition. That did not work out. And then I kind of floated around and eventually ended up finishing doing communications. And broadcast, well, it wasn't like broadcast journalism, multimedia reporting, I think is what it was called. And then the pandemic happened and I started making game videos, and then all of a sudden I was making money doing that. So like, well, I'll just do this. So I can do it at home and I can do everything else I want to do. And I don't have to work 80-hour weeks for minimum wage. It's on Steam. Okay. Yeah, DCI has been interesting. The rest of you in the chat who have no idea what this is talking about, I'm sorry. But it's been interesting to follow this year. Don't need to take up too much time and stream space for those people who don't care about it. But I have been very impressed following some of them. Hey, Bestow. I don't know how much longer we're going to be streaming because I said I was going to try to go only about 2 hours, and it is currently 2 hours and 9 minutes, 35 seconds. So it might start acting up soon, depending on. Oh, man. Oh, I would have been so mad if I was that close to Phantom and I didn't have the chance to audition for him. Yeah, when I was in high school, that's who I wanted to go with. Like, I never had the money to do it. It's so expensive. I did, well, I guess I shouldn't be too specific, but I did end up doing something, but it was not with them. I think it was the first DCI show I ever saw might have been freshman year of high school. The band director put on a DVD of I think it was 2005 DCI or something. I was like, wow, this is really cool. These guys are really good. And then you look it up, you're like, wait, these are high schoolers? I guess early college, but that was like mind-blowing. Like, meanwhile, we're doing marching band. We got, I don't know, half or two-thirds as many people as are on the field in the DCI groups. Like, wow, they play really, really loud. And then I figured out, hey, they play loud, I get to play loud. And then I did, and then I got yelled at because I made bad sounds. But, you know, you learn, you grow eventually, and then you start not making terrible noises, and then it's more fun. Originally auditioned for college's music education program, did not get accepted, so now I'm studying cybersecurity. You have made a much better career choice in terms of making money and having the long-term security. But I don't know. I really, really love everything about music education. Being in the performance space and everything is just, it is so hard to have a successful living with it. Time for bed. Good night. Thanks for being here. I appreciate you. Beaver fans are majority band kids. Confirmed, I guess. But it has consistently blown my mind how many people in the chats on all these live streams either were in band, are in band, or knew someone who was in band. It consistently has been a very high number of people. Night all, need some sleep, and just leave the stream and fall asleep to it. It's not going to be going on for too much longer, but thanks for being here, Mike. Appreciate you. Yeah, the cost of these independent performance groups is completely unsustainable because it's gotten so expensive to run them because now school districts, I don't know, 20, 30, 40 years ago, a lot of the time, you could just use the school for rehearsal if you knew the band director and say, oh yeah, you can come and use the band or you can use the football field, and they just would go unlock the facility for you. But now, because of the liability with injuries and child abuse stuff, it tends to happen, unfortunately, in some of these cases. School districts don't let people do that anymore, so now you have to pay rental fees, and they have to hire people to be there to supervise you, who are district employees, and it gets very expensive. So these groups that are hosting the rehearsals and the audition camps and everything at these schools are paying oftentimes thousands of dollars a day to use the facilities, and that drives up the cost for the participants. And then when you put 150 people on buses and you have 2 semi-trailers full of instruments and equipment, and you have a trailer that is a moving kitchen, and you have all this, you got to move basically 200 people and all their crap around the country for 2 months. It is incomprehensibly expensive. And then all of a sudden every kid has to pay like $5,000 for to be able to do this thing for 2.5 months. It's great. It's a really, really cool educational opportunity. And it's a great networking opportunity if you want to be a music educator or some other fields as well. But at this point, like, people who do not have the money cannot afford to do it. And they end up missing out. And it's a shame. I was banned from school. Does that count? I mean, if you want it to count, then it can count. Music theory is my strongest subject. Not for me. When I went to music school, unfortunately, that's the least important aspect of being a musician. I don't know that that's necessarily true. I guess it depends on what you're specifically doing. Because like since I was supposed to be a composition major, they were like, well, okay, well, if you're a composition major, you're basically a music theory major. Like, well, no, because I had a really good ear for picking out pitches and doing arrangements and all that different stuff, but I could not tell you what things were called. I could just do them. But because I couldn't do well in theory, they're like, all right, well, you can't do this anymore. I was like, okay, that's fine. Whatever, I'll go do something else. Have you managed to get the weird cap thing that controls bad water from the spawn hole? Yes. I have those. And that's what's currently running these wheels. That's doing all the power. Junior year of high school, they passed a law saying if you were in marching band, you didn't have to take PE. Band was enough to fill that physical education requirement. If you are in a competitive marching band that rehearses, well, mine rehearsed 6 hours a week, plus games, and sometimes on Saturdays we would have competitions. That is way more time than taking a PE class every single day in school, in my specific instance, so that makes perfect sense. But some bands don't do that much, and that seems like kind of a cop-out. Oh, but the best shape I ever was in my entire life was when I was doing band. I had a pedometer app on my phone, and I would regularly, like in a 2-hour rehearsal, I'd do like 6 or 7 miles. Which is crazy to think about. Band director started teaching music theory class in high school, and it was super fun. Music theory is cool if you can understand it. If you can have someone explain it to you, that makes sense. Played French horn? I also played French horn. Well, in college. Couldn't believe that band and football would start rehearsing and practicing over the summer. Yep, you got to get ready. Football, I think, had it much worse than band. At least where I was, because they would do 2-a-days. They would be out all day, and they would never go inside, basically. Like, you show up, if you're football, you show up, you have morning practice, beat up on other dudes and run laps and do physical conditioning and stuff, and then you have your lunch, and then you go back out and you do it again. Well, band camp, we would have morning rehearsal, we'd have lunch, and we'd be inside for the afternoon learning music, and then we'd come back out like around sunset to set the drill, learn the choreography on the field. It was still hot, but it wasn't truly miserable. I guessed my way through the graduation exam. Hey, if you got it right, you got it right. Yeah, our band camp was, it was like 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. most of the time. Started walking for exercise a while back, learned that shoes have a mile rating. Yep, they sure do, if you get serious running shoes. I think it averages around 500 miles for average sneakers. It's not long if you're walking a lot every day. Yeah, they wear out faster than you think they do. And especially like the cushioning for your heel and the arch of your foot can wear out really, really quick. Wrestling was fairly intense, but at least we're inside. Yeah. But you're still in a room sweating and like you grappling dudes on a mat. But everything, like, I think people who don't do stuff, like any given activity, who don't do it, often don't fully understand just how difficult it is. Like, people who are on the outside are like, well, that's not hard. You're just doing X, Y, or Z. Like, okay, well, there's a lot more to it than that. Yeah, we're playing a game. I need to remind myself. Let's do a couple more things here, and then I probably should end the stream in a little bit. We have more space back here to put other well-being stuff. Mud baths we need to put in. I don't really have a great place to stick those currently. Some of our baritone players also wrestled. Absolutely kosher, verified stock baritone player activity right there. I played baritone in high school. I did not wrestle, though. Still think they're nuts for having done both. They absolutely are. Like, we had... my high school, we had a guy on... well, he played trombone, but he was, like, the biggest wrestler on the wrestling team. I forget what weight class he was in. Like, dude was huge. And he did both. He was pretty good at both. Timberborn is currently running. I had no idea. Yeah, we're having such a good time talking about stuff that has nothing to do with Timberborn. Apologies to those of you in chat who do not care about band but are suffering through this anyway. Sing bass and wrestle. Hey, that's a combo right there. But man, it was always... baritone players are weird, dude. Saying as one. It's like, is always a baritone player. Anytime some sort of just insanely stupid garbage happened, bet you like $1 billion one of the baritone players was behind it. Stopped living off your generous donors and finally became a member and full appreciate your time and dedication. I appreciate your time and dedication. Thanks so much for your support, Dark Avenger. I really appreciate you. And everybody. But since you made a point to mention it. Skydiving beavers caught my attention. Yeah, this is such a cool building. It really is. Like, I'm very in love with the Iron Teeth's recreational opportunities. It's just cool. Someone should make a marching band mod for Timberborn. How would that even work? Like, would it end up being like a variation of the... oh, lag. Would it end up being like a variation of the exercise thing where you just like give these guys uniforms and instruments and stuff? I don't know. Animation's hard. Or I'd probably try to do it. They have the train mod, yes. Do you think Timberborn will get the rights to it? I mean, there's not really a mechanism to get rights to fan-made content for an official IP. Like, they can just take it. Like, there's no legal mechanism to prevent them from doing that. But they have, in the past, adopted things that people have made mods of and just either made it into part of the game or made a very similar thing as part of the official game. And I know they know about all this stuff. I don't know if they would officially add it to the game or not, but I really love the train mod. I know there's still a bunch of stuff that needs to get fixed before it's ready for Update 6, But last time I checked, it was being worked on. We had a flute player who was also a cheerleader, so she did cheering during football games, then had to march a halftime show in her cheerleading uniform. That is surprisingly common. And football as well. Obviously not like your starting quarterback is not also going to be in the marching band at the same time. But when I was in high school, we had a couple guys who were okay, you're not a walk-on in high school football, but because there's no scholarships. But there were guys who would be like second, third, fourth string at skill positions, or sometimes like backup linemen that would also do band. Need to play an Iron Teeth game. I've only done Folktales so far, and I want to learn about the differences. Iron Teeth is my favorite faction, like bar none. I love them so much more than the Folktales, which is part of the reason why whenever there's a new update, I try to do Folktales, because otherwise I probably wouldn't. I like the vertical power shafts. Yeah, the vertical power shaft started as a mod. I was surprised when I found out how hardcore cheerleading is. Dude, it's nuts. It is absolutely insane, especially competitive in college, because I was in, obviously, band in college. For basketball, we would spend a lot of time with the cheerleaders and the dance team, and whenever we would travel for, like, conference tournament or the NCAAs or whatever, we would share a bus with them. And I got to know a bunch of them, and, like, the amount of work that they put in is unbelievable. Like, they would have them doing conditioning all season long. Like, they would be doing, well, I guess it depends on what you would call it, but we always called them stadiums, where you run up and down the stands just over and over and over again. They were doing those constantly. They're running laps around everything, like the entire football stadium, just endlessly. Always in the gym. They would have, like, mandatory weight rooms and stuff that they would have to go to. Unbelievable level of physical fitness and dexterity required to do it. And people, like, meme on them really hard for whatever cultural reasons, but honestly, it's incredibly impressive. We had a varsity wide receiver who also did marching band. He didn't start, but he did both. Yeah, you can do both. Well, in college, not really. If you're a scholarship football player, there's no chance that's happening. But, yeah, there's a lot of opportunity. If you are a high schooler, and you're a musician, and you're doing athlete stuff, and you think you can't do both, you absolutely can. Just talk to your people. They'll make it work. There are no locker room stories, no. Not involving me, at least. Sometimes the stuff that you hear is not repeatable for public consumption out of respect for who is involved and what they were doing. That's all we can say in a family-friendly chat. Yeah, the one time at Bandcamp stuff also is not real. That doesn't happen. Well, at least not to the degree that that movie would suggest it does. Dance teams perennial national champions for whatever division. So you went to BYU? You don't have to say yes. Please don't dox yourself. But every single time I see like that compilation thing shows up as like, hey, here's like what these colleges are really good at that you might be surprised by. Like, I would never think in my entire life that Brigham Young University would be national champions in hip hop dance. But they frequently are, and they are amazing at it. It is unbelievable. He's right, it was twice at Bandcamp. All right, enough of that. All right, let's do at least something else before we're finished today. Let's unpause this, and we'll let them stack up all these different things in here. The treated planks are going to continue to be a little bit of a problem, but if we can finish this, then next time we can set it off. We'll just give them something to work toward that's not just us sitting here. Even though, as much fun as that is, we do still have to make some sort of progress. Yeah, my high school, we did not do band camp at a camp. I'm not going to tell you why, but starting the year I started, we did not go away for band camp anymore. It was at the school. All right, let's see. Did I miss anything I need to bring up? I don't think so. I think we're good. Band camp at college was great because you could learn the campus while no one else was there. Yeah, I loved band camp at college. Also because it didn't start at 9 in the morning. Or started at like noon. So I could sleep in. It was great. Can YouTube give you a strike for not playing the game on stream? No. It's not a violation of anything. They'll give me a strike if I say certain words or discuss certain topics, which I try very hard to avoid. I suddenly really want to know what happened at my band camp. You know, I never really heard the full story, but yeah, we'll just leave it at that. YouTube will strike me for being on... You know, I've never actually gotten in trouble with YouTube at all. I had one thing. I think I've uploaded and streamed maybe 1,000 different things. Literally 1,000 different things on here. And I have only ever had one demonetized, and that was a Manor Lord stream. Because somebody asked a question about... how am I supposed to word this without also triggering this? Recreational consumption of plant material. And I talked about it, and I guess it flagged that. Here in Australia, most high schoolers don't even know their school has a band. Yeah, it is amazing as an American how little emphasis education elsewhere in the world, outside of Japan. Japan's nuts about band. But other countries just really don't do it. I worked for a while with a company in France doing music-related stuff for them, and they had no idea about marching band. Like they did not have any like public school education. Did not do music to the degree that it's done here. So I got to tell them about all this different stuff. That completely blew their minds every single time I'd bring it up. You are welcome, Dealanach. You know, I never actually asked how to pronounce your name, and it's been years. At this point, I'm kind of too afraid to ask, but I guess I just did. How close are we? You're 85%. We got all the metal blocks, which is good. We have 59 treated planks left to get that finished. So we will probably actually finish this, and then we'll go ahead and say goodbye for tonight. What does a contraption even do? It is an Earth Repopulator. It launches pioneers to distant lands on gliders. Kind of reminds me of the one Aang has in Avatar: The Last Airbender with like the wings like this. Quick question, then back to band talk. What's the plan with the green area behind the berries and in front of the canola? I was going to plant more stuff here, but food-wise, we don't really need anything else to be grown. Even the kohlrabis have kind of caught up. So I think, honestly, we're probably okay not to plant anything else. So if you have an idea to go put something here, then I'm all ears. You can probably better to leave it as a comment on the finished stream than right now, because I'm not going to remember. Pronunciation's pretty close. You'd have to be the native speaker of Irish or Scottish. Yeah, I'm definitely not of either. Pronounce it perfectly. Okay, well, if it's close enough for your taste, then I guess that's fine. Spent a week on a diorama playthrough, and it was very fun optimizing the map. Yes, diorama's an awesome map. We had a stream series of that last year, before Update 5, so it was pre-Badwater. But that was a lot of fun. We had the side platforms before we had the overhangs natively in the game. And we got a lot of stuff. I think we ended up having about 300 beavers, maybe a little more on there. And we had multiple layers of industrial stuff, kind of how we did these things, the exercise plazas. We would have different industrial things, then another layer, and then stuff on top of that. So that was fun. And that was also a really fun stream because that was the first time we ever had the Dirty Mouths mod, courtesy of our friend Battery Smooth. And people would deliberately try to get their mouths washed out and be inappropriate in chat. So that is it was a fun time. It was a very fun time. Forest walking trail path in the or park in the green area. Yeah, that would be like we did in the like we did in the Folktales playthrough with the like the Lidos and that's what we can do. That's what we can do. I can just make like a little swimming pool, like a water park thing over here. That'd be cool. Diorama was a superior stream. It had more shower towers per capita than any other stream. You're not even wrong. You're not even wrong. It was just fun. But yeah, why don't we actually, why don't we do that? The last thing we do today. Mushrooms, cassavas, both of these can go away, I'm pretty sure. Well, for right now, guess we'll just leave it alone. So the swimming pools are 3x3, which means we need to have 4x3 to count for the outside. And this is how wide? 1, 2, 3, 4, and then I've got one more here. So I could put a path through the center and then just have a bunch of these. But the way this is set up, I know this empties out into the lake, so we're not going to be able to do that. So what I will do instead, just for the purpose of planning out, I'm going to use these platforms. Am I going to want to come in from this side instead? That might actually be better, because then I could have this be a pool. I could have this be a pool, and I could have this be a pool, and then we just have the... Why would you do that? Let's do that. Let's do that. We'll make this 1 block deep, because that's all it has to be. And yeah, that's 3, 6, 9. This will be the entrance here. Do that again here, and then I can have, yeah, that'll be 6 of these. 6 pools. Then I have space on the other side here. So maybe, hear me out here. Is there a way to fill this from underneath and actually have it work? Because now you guys have me thinking here. Can I do... Oh, this is going to be super awesome. All right, look at this. If we blast all of this out, I can have pools here, 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 and here, and then the middle can just be open. But I have to figure out how to get water into it. And I know this is too low for this to work, but I kind of wanted to see if we could have a tunnel and then have the water come up from underneath. But this level is lower, so I guess that's not going to work. Kurt isn't here. You should build a shower tower and then just never acknowledge it. Nah, that's mean. Actually, that would be kind of funny, honestly. He would be a good sport about it, but we can wait until he's actually in stream to do it. Gotta go now, but thanks for the great conversation. Thanks for being here. Always good time. Thinking at this time of night you're never getting to sleep? I mean, it's only 9:54. Where I am, at least. But I really like this. I just, I don't know how I'm going to get water in here without completely breaking it up. Like, it would have to be... Like, this is the same depth here, but it's going to be a problem getting, I think I figured it out. Let's do a 3x1 overhang here and here. And then we can use sluice gates. Replace this with a sluice gate. Impermeable floors. Blast this out like so. And then we can just have a sluice gate to let water in. And hopefully that'll keep it full. Blink twice if you'll build the secret shower tower. Well, I don't have a face cam, so you're never going to know if I blinked or not. But thanks for the 5. I really appreciate it. Have campfires in the middle? Well, they'd have to be able to get to it, and I'm not going to have space for that. But we'll let them build this. I think this would be a really, really cool thing to put here. Can you do waterfalls with overhangs into it? Yes, but the water has to be high enough to fall down. I think for right now it's fine. Maybe one of the only live streams I've ever watched. Glad to have you. Of anything? Well, sorry we're not we're not playing the game as much, or we weren't for a while, but I'm glad you're here. Holy... Okay, that's a lot of beavers coming in here putting all these dynamites in. So I think... You know what? I actually don't know if this is going to be deep enough just based on the flow here. We might have to augment it with a water dump, but we can place that on the other side of the sluice gate. I I'm pretty sure this is going to work. Oh, I'm going to have to blast the middle out too. Yeah. We'll just go ahead and do that. We have the room to space out the pools, to have overhang paths to get to the campfires and I guess. I don't know. I think we'll just do this. If we can rebuild it if we want to at some point. I have the whole Corps of Engineers planning dynamite. Yep. Sure do. They're going to get it done. Alright, so now this is going to get path removed, get levee removed. I think I just teleported across. Sluice gate. That can just, I guess, be open at all times because it can't backflow. I do not want to close above downstream depth. I just want it to be open. So, what that's going to do is that's going to let water into our area here. And I've got to just set this off. Nobody step on it. I say after I armed the explosives. Look at that. Anyway, here comes water. Let's see how high it goes. It shouldn't get any higher than this. But I guess we'll see. I know it has to be a certain depth for the pool to work. But I don't know what that depth is. Alright, let's build let's build the pools. Did I do my math wrong? Oh no, there's just one in the middle. I have to look at the lag. Gotta come in here to do this. So that will end up with platform there. And then this here. That might not be deep enough to have the... Oh, no, it works. That's what I'm talking about. Look at that. That's pretty cool. Close the sluice during bad... Oh, yeah. I almost made a mistake. I'm glad you mentioned that. Oh, that would have been such a disaster. Oh, that's cool. This actually is... I like this a lot. Oh, the lag. I don't like that. But this is looking pretty nice. What else can I put here? We got decorations. I could do well-being of... actually, there's not really that much for the Iron Teeth here. It would be really funny to put showers in the pool. You know, there actually would be like a reason to have that, but I don't know. I guess we can just kind of leave this as is for now. Frog statue in the middle of the pool? You're talking about it on the outside? I don't have room on the outside as it stands now, but we could have put a bunch here if we redid this. This is cool, though. That was a smart idea. Showers over the pools? It's funny at the end of the water beavers when you blew the last of the dynamite, I saw bad water heading into the main channel and panned to a different area and talked about how great. Yeah, I didn't notice until I was putting the footage in Premiere to pop everything else onto it. And I found the exact moment when it happened because it surged the bad water out of that gap, and then it just went over over that ledge and into the main channel. Link paths from the sluice gate to the dirt paths. As soon as it stops lagging, yep, we'll do that. And then I will absolutely have to end this. So that's done. That's cool. I'm glad that works. Is this finished? No, surprisingly. 1990 out of 2000. So we can actually watch this get done. We're not going to fire it off, but we can watch it get done, and then I think we'll be finished. Mud baths behind the storages. Because those require power. We're going to have to figure out how to get that there. Beavers have the Protestant work ethic. Yeah, I guess. Alright. They gotta be close. 94. I guess we'll keep this up. Think they're druids? Well, based on how their religion works, that would make sense. They seem to commune with nature frequently. So I have enough planks, I believe, to finish this. They just have to move them in place. Now we just have to wait. Platform diving board. How would you model a diving board in this? Don't say showers, because I know that's what's going to happen. All right, 95. We have like 30 builder beavers. Okay, here we go. 97, 98, 99, 2000. Where is 2000? Do I see 2000 in the back? No. Come on, bring me that last thing so we can watch this finally get finished. All right, there's 2000. Slow down to 1x speed. Zoom in a little bit, and I think should fill the frame when it's finished. Overhang platforms look like diving boards. Yeah, I can see it. So, maybe we can put showers over the center of the pool then. I don't know why the rest of these builders aren't cranking on this thing. Because they're not prohibited from working on it. Wow, we have 235 bots. I think we might have reached the equilibrium point on bots being made versus bots dying off. Diving showers. I mean, I wouldn't recommend doing that in a shower, but hey, maybe we can mess with that next time. Is this one guy just doing it all by himself? Yeah, okay. That's taken too long. I need to check and make sure the actual builders' huts are... No, they're all working. Oh, it's the middle of the night. Duh. Beavers aren't going to work in the middle of the night. So it's just those bots slaving away all by themselves. But they're about to pour in here. Yeah, so here they come. 89% should turn into 100 within a little bit of time. Yeah, now we got everybody and their mom up here. Hammering away. All right. You got to go faster, dude. I know it doesn't take this long to move 1%. Okay, maybe it does. They're doing it. They're pounding away. Still says 90. All hands on deck, yes. And then some. Apparently we don't have enough. Don't care about beaver showers, though it's hard to say that was a straight face because I'm apparently still in middle school. I do give my full support to Trolling Kurt. He's a good sport about it. Well, that's the rule, though, right? Don't dish it if you can't take it. We have a good time in here. You guys are almost always really, really nice to each other, even if we're having fun at each other's expense. Hey, that is not how that was supposed to be interpreted, and you know it. Come on, man. Look, I did not think it was going to take them this long to finish this, but I guess they're gonna take like another day and a half to do it. Might be building it into the night. Yeah, there's no chance this is finished before all these beavers go to bed. One of the bots just died working on it. 24-hour days. No, they can get sleep. The bots are going to keep working no matter what, but we only have 4 of those. Well, the good news is my Wi-Fi thing hasn't fried itself yet. Not dropping any frames, so I think we're in an okay spot. Why not change the builders to bots? Because I don't have extra bots right now. I actually am short a bot. Exactly 1. Because I have 6 who are charging. Oh yeah, we're gonna 1x at 99%. Gets him tombed in the project like the Great Wall of China. That's a horrifying thought. But also skill issue. Now I have 2 extra bots, and now I have 1, and pretty soon it'll be 0 because I'm sure somebody else is going to run out of juice. All right, still 97, 98. Should see 99 in just a second. Come on. Come on. I don't have all day. Okay, that's 99. Slow down to 1 speed so we can see these guys hammering. And then soon it'll turn into the finished item. We can admire it, and then I absolutely have to get off of this. And then I'll put the other video up. It is really cool to see them building this stuff, though. When your Wi-Fi fries itself, then it's Wi-Fry. Yeah, I'll allow it. Of course, I say this, and now they're just going to be pounding on this all day, and it's not going to get finished. Oh, never mind. Unceremoniously lagged to snot, and then it was done. Okay, so that's what that looks like. Like a little slingshot thing. Wait, is that shaped like a beaver? It absolutely is. Look at that. It's like little eyes on the side. Kind of looks more like Perry the Platypus without the hat on, but little legs. And then I guess this would be the tail going up here. That's a really smart design. Well, that's a cool sound. So it takes 500 treated planks and 500 berries to load this thing up. So, yeah, it's going to take us a long time to make 500 treated planks. So we're not in any danger of launching this anytime soon. But it is finished. So it just has to be filled up, and then we can shoot it out. That's cool. I'm glad we got that done. The pool thing is neat also. We'll just have to do our showers at some point later on. But I believe, friends, that is going to be all for today. I appreciate you very much for being here. Gifted memberships and other support, very much appreciated as well. We got Folktales coming out for the boosters in T-minus 60 seconds from when I hit end stream. And of course tomorrow morning for everybody else. Gonna try to do another stream of this, maybe the last one, depending on how fast we can make planks. Sometime this weekend. Maybe Saturday. But once this is done, I'm gonna start another Timberborn stream series, depending on scheduling stuff. But this one's been a whole lot of fun. I'm really glad you guys have been here to share it with me. So yeah, kick and stream tonight. I agree. Was fun. We'll see what happens with timing, duration, whatever. There's a chance I'm not going to be able to do more than one stream this weekend, so I don't know. Because I still want to finish Satisfactory before a 1.0 drops on that in about a month. But I'll keep you guys informed. Thanks for being here. Again, really, really, really appreciate you so much. I hope you have a fantastic rest of your night, and we'll see you later. Take care, friends. Bye-bye.